Hey, hello, everybody. Welcome to our Monday night stream, talking about Simpsons, week number 9 out of 508. Got Chad Wago with me. Right?
Hello.
We're coming, Chad. We're talking. What are we talking about? We're talking about 2 special episodes.
Now
Right?
we are talking about season 15, episode 2,
Yeah.
and season 10, episode 18. Also, when I was watching these, a thought occurred to me.
Yeah.
If we're always watching, are we always watching the higher rated episode before the lower rated one?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. At least now. First round. I think that's how the bracket's set up.
Okay.
But yeah, that would be different in the second round. But
Yeah, in the second round, who knows?
yeah.
Anything could happen.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's the first time we had a later season episode that was higher rated than the first, higher seeded than the first one.
Hmm.
It was not as good.
Yeah, the earlier season episode, not great. The late season episode, also not.
Yeah,
This was a battle of the eh.
yeah, it's fine. I think my mother the carjacker might have got rated higher because like I think the first one or two Homer's mom's episodes were probably pretty good. It's just the thing that you think of fondly in your memory when you're
Hmm.
rating the episodes just by title. So I think I might have
Also,
rated it
it's a
higher than.
story,
Yeah, yeah,
so that's nice because the other episode that we watched was not. It
yeah.
was a series of skits, and well, a bunch of short stories about Springfield, very well remembered. Uh, this not as much.
Yeah. 'Cause, yeah, you don't remember the hey, remember that time they did the
The
Moses thing?
Bible stories.
Yeah, the whole Bible stories episode. Which is strange to decide 10 seasons in this is what we need to do. But I mean I think this is my proposal going forward for The Simpsons as it goes into its the fourth decade of Simpsonsness is maybe we should just do like 4 episodes a year that are basically this in the Treehouse of Horror kind of thing, just like non-canonical like parody episodes. We don't have to worry about characters, the story, and stuff so much. We can just let them do their thing. If they did that 4 times a year, and then I don't know, that'd be enough Simpsons for everybody. Because then you would be excited to watch The Simpsons for those 4 episodes instead of
Yeah,
having regular season that you'd have watching.
if we got like the Simpsons do the Bible movie, like
Yeah,
I would be interested in that. If they just like skipped the whole year, and then all I got was that Treehouse of Horror and like maybe like
yeah.
a special celebrity guest
Oh
thing.
yeah. Just put
I
all the
don't.
celebrities in 1 episode. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be. I think. Yeah. I'm gonna write that to Matt Groening. I'll send him a postcard.
yeah, and Christmas episode. That should be the
Yeah,
other one.
yeah. Christmas episode, a Halloween episode, and then 2 other ones that they can do whatever they want with every year.
Yeah, special celebrity guests galore,
Yeah,
and the other one is The Simpsons meets something else,
yeah. That's right. Yeah,
a crossover
right.
episode.
Yeah. It's just non-canonical little parody like shorts that make up the episode, and then no one can get mad if it's not as good story
Mhm.
wise or character development wise or anything. 'Cause we just
Yeah, like
much
I'd
more
like
fit.
to watch the Radioactive Man cinematic universe.
Oh yeah, you go through the whole thing. Yeah, one a year.
Like just imagine if they have one of those where it's in the middle of uh, building up the fifth wave of movies or something, where no one knows what's going on anymore,
Yeah,
and the original Radioactive Man is gone.
exactly. It's all the sea level characters. We don't even know.
Hmm. I literally only know Radioactive Man and Fallout Boy.
Yeah, I don't even know a bad guy's name.
It'd be funny if like one of the other emo bands has
Oh yeah, nobody even gets that it's a Simpsons reference.
yeah.
I'm scouring the characters behind our heads here in the background. I see monsters and things, but they're not radioactive men. Villains.
Let me just go ahead and Google it.
Did I bookmark?
Dr. Crab, Richard Nixon, Radioactive Worm, The King of Crime, Jawbreaker, Mr. Kidney Punch, Human Lawn Dart. I wonder how many of these actually showed up in an episode of The Simpsons
Yeah.
versus in the comics.
Oh yeah, the comics is probably what it was. I was just thinking it was probably just something that the comic book guy was just listing off. That's something we never really saw them.
Oh, I
I bet in
should
the
reread
comics.
the list.
Yeah.
Dr. Crab, Richard Nixon, Radioactive Worm, The King of Crime, Jawbreaker, Mr. Kidney Punch, and the Human Lawn Dart.
Mr. Kidney Punch. It's because he punches people in the kidneys, not that he's making punch from kidney. That would be
Who
gross.
knows?
Yeah.
Let's see what the old wiki has to say. Mr. Kidney Punch is a fictional character, a villain in Radioactive Man universe, and a friend of Larva Girl in Jawbreakers. He wears a green single-breasted suit and a purple hood. As his name implies, he specializes in delivering an unexpected two-fisted punch to the kidneys. He works alongside the Scarlet Floozy and the Human Lawn Dart in a group called the Threatening Threesome.
That's got to be a comic book thing, right? I'm not putting that in the show. I don't.
Yeah, that is absolutely a comic book name.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sorry, I'm looking up Venn diagrams. I forgot to do the Venn diagram for these episodes. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. Well, we should probably get into it.
I feel like if they were trying to make a group like that for the TV show, it would be like Revenge et Toi or something.
Yeah, threatening threesome. I don't know. That's got good alliteration, right?
It's got great alliteration, but I feel like it is definitely slightly too risky.
Yeah.
But then again, I have no idea what they've been doing for the last 20 years.
True. I feel like in the last 5 or 10 years they probably could have done it. But before that, probably not. I think in the post Family Guy world, then it's a lot easier to get away with. Yeah, more risque the superhero names in The Simpsons.
But yeah, we should actually talk about
Yeah.
the specific episodes. My Mother the Carjacker, season 15, episode 2.
Yeah, it
It was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. I feel like it doesn't cover any ground we didn't have covered in previous Mother Simpsons episodes. She shows
I,
up, then she has to leave.
mhm. I also don't feel like there was really any great gags
Yeah.
in this. Like I probably the best one is uh, when she crashes the bus off of the cliff, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh well, there's still air in there," and then it blows up. She's like, "Oh, she could have been launched free when
Yeah.
it hit the water, and then a landslide falls and covers the entire where the bus was."
Right. Yeah. It's very funny that Chief Wiggum's like, all right, there's still air in there, so this is still a rescue mission for the next 5 minutes. It's, okay, well then it's something else. Forget. But at the end, it's like, okay, well everyone just take 5. And we'll be back. Yeah, I remember that was funny, and then I didn't take good notes. Yeah, it was just a lot of pausing to see the boring stuff. That weird Family Guy kind of thing.
hmm
Bring up Family Guy all the time. You did find positive things to say about these episodes. And I think it was, yeah.
There was a. This is another musically kind of heavy episode.
Hmm.
Like there was All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix,
Yeah,
something by Cat Stevens that I don't know, and some other song about families that I don't know.
yeah. It was they had the money at these later episodes just to really go into get real songs and put them in there. It's pretty cool.
Hmm.
You can't do the Vietnam montage without either All Along the Watchtower or
Fortunate Son.
yeah.
I feel like Fortunate Son is the number one choice for Vietnam montages.
Yeah.
All Along the Watchtower, I don't remember what was the actual music to the opening of Watchmen, but that's what it
Mm.
reminded me of.
Yeah, it's definitely trying to do that. I think it's more like a Bob Dylan kind of thing for the opening. I think. I don't know. I haven't watched it since it came out. Yeah, I went with some friends to see the Watchmen when it came out, and there's that weird slow motion sex scene that
Hmm.
happens in the middle. And
Set to Hallelujah.
yeah, and I was sitting right next to my friend's wife, and I'm like, this is weird. Yeah, it was just uncomfortable for everybody. We'll say the rest of the Zack Snyder show.
I kind of wish that we had done something for Watchmen when uh, when that show was coming out on HBO.
Oh yeah,
That would have been a great show just to come up with titles for, like We Watchmen.
right. Because I mean the obvious ones will be taken. I've already been taken. I'm sure.
I'm sure the very first thing is uh, We Watch the Watchmen.
Ah yes. Or even just the who watches the Watchmen, just taking it literally out of the saying. Just go from A to A. Just go
Hmm.
with that. That's the first one we jumped on. Oh, it's not too late. I think is that show still on? What happened to that show?
It finished,
Oh, okay.
and the the showrunner's like, yeah, I don't need to make any more of this.
Thanks. Oh, it's the HBO show. That's right. So is it
Yeah,
still on HBO or did it get purged with everything else?
I don't know. I canceled my
Uh,
HBO Max when the purging began.
good idea. We left it on to finish Barry, but then we finished Barry and like we still have it. We haven't opened it up in probably a month. Probably should just get rid of it.
That's a while.
Yeah.
I, I feel like once you go a month without watching any streaming service, that's your signal that you should cancel it.
Yeah. Because if you go 2 or 3 months without it, then you've forgotten about it. Now it's just
Hmm.
you're just paying for it. I think that's what I'm doing with Stars. Yeah, I have Stars. That's the go-to if you want to find '90s and early 2000s movies.
Ah, yes, it was Bob Dylan.
Ah, it was that it had that vibe, Bob Dylan vibe. To it.
I'm pretty sure it's like a Rolling Stone, but I don't know for sure. I didn't watch enough of it. Could be times they are a changing.
I'll tell you this: we're not watching it on stream tonight. So something else. We'll post
But yeah,
the link in Discord.
Dad, uh, Dad Grimey's headstone in this episode. That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, this is that Dark Ages of the Simpsons area where it's like, okay, well, we can always just do callbacks to better episodes. And so that's what they're doing with the Grimes thing. That's what it felt like with the Grimes thing. Like, oh, hey, we can throw in a joke here that reminds you of an episode of The Simpsons you like, remind you that you
Mhm.
like The Simpsons.
Do you remember when you loved this show? When it was the most important thing in the world to you?
Yeah,
We'd
let's
like you
get
to
over.
keep thinking about it like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's just so they have Glenn Close as Mona Simpson, who she's doing like a voice, so you can't even tell that it's like a guest star. Right?
Hmm.
Like every once
Has
in a
it
while, you
been
hear,
Glenn Close every time?
I don't know. Let's see. Uh, Simpsons Wiki. It says stuff about the character. Actor. Okay. Glenn Close. Oh, played by Maggie Roswell, Pamela Hayden. Okay. And Tress McNeil. So Glenn Close is the only like guest star that's not Pamela Hayden. She passed away in the last few years. And then, yeah, everyone else is all regular voice actors. So maybe it's just this one. So Glenn Close is trying to do everybody else's.
Maybe.
No, she's wait, no. Okay. Maybe what about
Wikipedia lists her as being the voice from 1995 through 2021.
yeah, so maybe she's not. Maybe she stopped coming back and so no. Maybe they just randomly I think when the other regulars are doing the voice, that's just for like single lines and stuff, I'm sure. And whenever there's a Mona Simpson episode, that's when they bring Glenn Close in. But she just sounds like Tress McNeil when she does the voice. I don't know. Good on her for acting, I guess. Instead of just coming in and doing her regular voice. But it doesn't feel like a guest star.
I enjoy the bracket idea of the show and
Yeah.
the fact that we're going to be doing this for the next 10 years. But part of me is like, it would have been cool if we had watched this as as sort of like a retrospective on like individual characters.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like we watch all of the Mona Simpson episodes or
Right.
all of the times where they mentioned Frank Grimes. So the one episode that he's in and the two other times that he's mentioned, I'm guessing. I don't know how many other times he's mentioned.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So I just had my microphone turned off this whole time, and I was just going off my webcam mic. But hopefully, I sound better now.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Incredibly so. Also, it cuts down on background noise.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it defaults to my webcam every time, so I always have to change it, and I forgot to do that today. Man. But yeah, I think since we don't have a lot of good things to say about the episode, maybe it's time just to talk about Mona Simpson stuff. Just do this as our Mona Simpson episode. I don't know, maybe.
I like that she wrote her name as Anita Bong Hit.
Yeah, that's fun. And I like the thing where she was sending Homer messages in the newspaper with giant food stories because she knew that's what he liked. But where did I like the whole Oops Patrol thing. I think that's just a funny T-shirt. I've always wanted to find one of those things to prove to people that I'm funny that way. I've just never been able to find those typos. I mean, that was a thing in like 4th grade. My teacher said if you find like a typo in the newspaper or a book or something and bring it in, then you get a Jolly Rancher. And I never could do it.
Cool.
Yeah. I thought I found one that had done the mnemonic about the planets wrong, but it just did it differently. It just used different words. So, yeah.
You're like, you didn't use the right words.
Yeah. That's not the way that I learned it. And there can't be more than one way to learn this.
Give me my candy.
Yeah. So Jolly Ranchers have always had a special place in my heart and my brain as a special candy for doing something good, because you would give it out to students whenever instead of gold stars, you get a Jolly Rancher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's weird how like the way that we eat like a certain kind of candy or treat when we're a child, it like echoes throughout our life. Like when I was growing up, my grandma would only let me take 3 cookies out of the jar at a time to eat. And so I still do that. Like sometimes like I want to eat like 9 cookies or 12 cookies or something. But
always in sets of 3 though.
Yeah, I always have to
Multiples
like
of 3.
come back to the jar to grab more cookies because carrying more than 3 just feels wrong.
Right. You're gonna get yelled at.
Yeah.
from heaven.
Yeah, or maybe I have OCD somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all tied together.
But yeah, it was a fine episode. There were a number of jokes. Some of them were funny.
Yeah, it was weird that. Yeah, I always think of these later episodes as being like, oh, they just cram more jokes per minute in to like do stuff, but I feel like there were less laughs in this one than there were in the Bible episode.
Hmm I'm wondering how much is like they grab more jokes, but less of them are funny.
I think so. It's like the type of joke. It's the things where it's like when they have the jury, right? And Sideshow Mel is the jury foreman, and when he talks about they're gonna have to acquit her, and he just keeps going on about all of the amenities at the Quality Inn. It's not really that funny, but I guess it's funny because it's Sideshow Mel doing it, but then it just keeps going until everybody leaves the room, and that's what the joke is that it's kind of boring.
Hmm
But that's not as funny. But that's like the type of humor that is very popular
Yeah,
at this time.
and they did it multiple
Yeah.
times during this episode because they had the Homer doing, "Oh, I'm a man of few words," and
Right.
then he just stops, which is funny if
Yeah.
not for the fact that they're doing it over and over that well,
Yeah.
of just standing there or continuing, and it's like, uh,
It'd be funnier if we put something funny in this dead space instead of pointing at it.
mhm.
Yeah. When was this? This was November 9th, 2003. So graduated from high school already.
I
This was my
was
first year as a grown man.
getting ready to move back from Colorado.
Haha.
I had lived up in Colorado for most of 2003, and it was in a very small town. And when I looked at my choices after I got fired from my job, of either moving to a larger town where it is easier to find a job,
Right.
or going back home, I said, meh, I'll go back home. That's where most of my friends are.
Yeah. So if you can't have a job, you might as well have friends.
Hmm
They always say.
I mean,
Yeah.
preferably both, but
That's the dream.
yeah, if it comes down to it, friends are better.
Yeah. Give me some friends. Yeah, I remember this time. Yeah, so November 2003, I would have been working at McDonald's and going to community college, my first semester of community college. So I think that was the time when I stopped watching The Simpsons as much because I was working on Sunday evenings. So sometimes I would catch some of The Simpsons in the break room, but usually not. Only for a minute or two at a time before having to get back to work at McDonald's, slaving over that hot the burger grill instead of watching The Simpsons like I wanted to.
I was unemployed because,
Mhm.
like I said, I had gotten fired.
Right.
Prior to that, I was a customer care representative for a subcontractor for AT&T.
Oh, okay.
So it was just like, oh, call center, fun.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's not a job worth staying in a place for, especially if you lose it. Then
Hmm
might as well come back where friends and family are.
Yep. Also, I didn't really watch much TV that year.
Hmm. Yeah, it seems like a busy year, a year of a transition.
Yeah, moving, turning 21, drinking a lot.
Oh yeah. Do they play some The Simpsons in the bars? They should, right?
I didn't really go
Sunday
out to
night.
bars that much.
Uh,
I was
Even in the
mostly
park.
drinking at home.
Oh, okay.
Or at friends' houses.
Right. I feel I think we should start coming up with drinking game rules for the Simpsons episodes that we watch. But then, neither of us really drink, so it's like, maybe not a drinking game rule, but some kind of.
The only game that we have so far is every time someone says Hawaii.
It's true. Every time someone says Hawaii, and our good friend Dan Connell, he's made this his Twitter background banner thing, whatever that's called. Turn that off. Hey, stop saying Hawaii in there. How do I turn this off? Ah, there it goes.
So did you
Okay.
did you do a Frinkiac for this one?
Um,
I was gonna do it
Crap, I
for
meant to,
Need a Bong Hit.
ooh, that's a good one. I was going to do it to more to save and to have as another thing to throw up, but it's the it was right after he's been acquitted by the jury, and everybody's out in front of the courthouse, and we're hugging his mom, and then Snake is hugging some old lady. She says, I'm not your mom. And he says, well, keep hugging until we get to Mexico. I think that'd be a fun thing to have. I can't find it. Frinkiac. Get to. I do like the one I made for the next one. Make me.
David.
Share this.
Aha, there we go.
That's our heads. It should be here. Aha. Keep hugging until we get to Mexico. So I'm just going to start saying that anytime I need to hug somebody. Where's the other one I came up with? Did I save it? Oh, here it is. Frinkiac. Yeah. Oh. Here is the thing else. Oh, there it is. Aha! Another carjacker. Yeah. Yeah. So she gets arrested because she's been using her fake names at the whenever she goes to a state park or a national park, which is a federal offense. Have you been to a national park? I think the only one I've ever been to is
Volcanoes a national park?
yeah, Volcanoes is a national park. That one's I think it's the only national park in Hawaii. It's Volcanoes. So that's the one I think I've been to. Maybe Hanama Bay. I can't be. Oh. Haha. Oh, nice. The Kiev.
Yeah.
I need a bong.
I had to make it a GIF because otherwise you couldn't see Mr. Burns very well. This FBI guy stands in front of him.
It's really blocking him there. I did like that it's the FBI and the park rangers coming to arrest her for that. Yeah, I never used a fake. Oh, I did use a fake name one time when I was like 19. I went to go see my friend in North Carolina after I'd moved to Virginia. So I took the bus down to see him. This was when Fight Club was very popular. So I told the bus lady my name was Tyler Durden, and that's what was printed on my bus ticket. I thought that was kind of cool. I think it's the only time I've given a fake name to anybody.
You've always only ever given your real name at Starbucks?
Yeah, but I don't go to Starbucks that much.
Okay.
And also, David's an easy name to not have to worry about it. It's a common enough name where you say that and they don't mess it up.
Yeah, I would assume that Chad is also, but I've gotten a few wrong ones there.
Chat and Chet, maybe.
I've
Dan.
even as far as Jack.
Oh. Got the A right.
Yeah, it's like you've wandered pretty far here. If I ever do need to change my name and live a different life, so
Right.
I do plan to be Derek Ogawa.
It's a good one. That, yeah, I think it fits really well. It's
Yep.
not too many steps away from Chadwog.
Yeah, it's kind of my name backwards
Oh yeah.
because Chad backwards is Dak,
Right.
which isn't a real name. Quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott.
Ah.
But yeah, it's not a real name.
Right.
Dak is not a fucking name. That's a sound. But Wago backwards,
Yeah.
Ogawa. It's like that's close.
Yeah. Well, there was Dak, who was I think he was Luke Skywalker's gunner on in a snow speeder in the Empire Strikes Back.
No,
That's the only
I
other
didn't
Dak.
remember him.
Yeah. But that's a made up name, so I don't know if that counts. I don't think it's spelled
I also
with a K.
think that there's a planeswalker in Magic called Dak Faden.
Ah, nice.
Still, it's a sound, not a name.
Yeah.
And I don't know how stretched out the sound would be from the
Hmm.
H, because most people named Dak are DAC or DAK or
Right.
DACK, but Chad backwards would be Doc or
Doc.
Doc.
Yeah, it's almost like a
Doc.
Klingon word.
Dak. It's either Klingon or Bostonian, one or the other. But yeah, so I went with Derek.
Yeah, that's yeah. It's just one step past, one extra little sound in there. Yeah. I think yeah. If I ever need to write my name down fake for a fake reason, my initial reaction is gonna try to be if I can get away with Santos El Helper. If I can't, then I'll have to just I don't know, make something up. But yeah, something probably go from a David to a Dan or something, or maybe even a Derek. Something with the D sound, so it's not too far away from my regular name, so I can answer to it easier.
Dan James or something.
Yeah, I can go with the Dan James. Keep the same initials. I did like when she was on the prison bus and with all the antics with the other lady prisoners. That was fun stuff in there. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed when Homer's like, "Okay, so you guys can make your way back to the penitentiary," and they're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, we'll be fine." It actually makes you wonder, like, are they actually going back?
Are they good moms like that?
Mm-hmm.
To see which one of them we see in later episodes, if they're in prison or not. Yeah, so I think that's it for My Mother the Carjack. Oh, I need to bring up the last week I did make the list. I wonder where it is now of all the episodes we've watched, the ranking. If I can find it here. That's not it.
You made a ranking of all of the stuff that we've watched.
Yeah.
That is going to get real unwieldy at a certain point.
Yeah. So I think we just kind of have to figure out. I don't know. We can figure out, by the where in the hundreds it fits, and then narrow it down by the tens, and then to the one. And then when you get within the tens, you can see individual episodes, right?
I would suggest that you turned it into an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Rather than a Word document.
Yeah, it's a Google one here.
It's a Google sheet.
Yeah. This is what I got so far.
Yeah, and you can put in the season for one of the other columns too.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I was putting like the whole season and episode thing in there. I was like, that's too much. But yeah, just the season actually, it's pretty good. It's good. How do I make this bigger?
Like I'm not saying that you absolutely need to do it, but uh, it would be fun to have the seasons color coded.
Oh yeah, no, that's good. I like that idea. I'll add that in this week.
Because that way
So,
we can zoom out later down the line and look at it and then just see how all the colors.
yeah, that'd be fun. Actually,
On
I'll
our
look
list
at
of
the image.
508 episodes.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Just see what like the weird clusters are and stuff.
Hmm.
Some fun statistics nerd stuff with the information would be cool. Yeah, so I think we'll go back and we'll figure out where this sits in the spreadsheet after we talk about the next episode, Simpsons Bible Stories, season 10, episode 8. So what's that? Season 10 would have been 1999, I think. I didn't look this up.
97, I want to say.
Original air date, April 4th, 1999.
Okay.
Yeah. Like it started 98, the season did. But yeah. This was weird because I don't know how many, like we were talking about, like these anthology episodes there were before this that were non
Treehouse of Horror.
Treehouse of Horror. Yeah.
Because all I can think of is Treehouse of Horror and short stories about Springfield.
Yeah, and that's kind of its own thing.
Mm.
Whereas this, and then they did a Thanksgiving one, I think, and then I feel like eventually there was a Christmas one. So the anthology episodes website, I'm just looking it up. The web page. It lists like clip shows and stuff, but I'm not counting clip shows. I'm counting just anthology parody episodes. So I think this was because All Singing, All Dancing, those spin-off showcase, but still it's a different kind of thing. That and 22 short films, those are like their own thing. Whereas this kind of just fits into the Treehouse of Horror format, just about Bible stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything else is like clip shows or.
Well, this has more of a framing.
Yeah, that's true. This is like maybe some of the earlier Treehouse of Horror ones where they try to do that. Yeah, because the framing device they have for this episode is everybody's in church and it's hot. And it's getting close to Easter time because it's April, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're being punished by the preacher, Reverend Lovejoy, by being told more stories from the Bible in this hot church. And yeah, it's
And then Flanders asks him to turn the fans off.
yeah, it's too loud, too much background noise. They didn't have good noise canceling technology for their microphones back then. It was a real webcam kind of situation.
Mm-hmm. My favorite part of this episode is the fact that in between every story, when it would go back to Reverend Lovejoy, you could see the chocolate bunny had melted.
It's true. That's a good little Easter egg there. Ooh, is it an Easter egg or an Easter chocolate bunny?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's called. Because if it's not an Easter egg that you have to search for, but it's there in the shot, you just have to pay attention. And I call that a chocolate bunny. An Easter chocolate bunny. I guess that's going to be harder to say over and over again. And I like that we see, because each little vignette is somebody's dream while they keep falling asleep in the church. The first is Marge, where she imagines herself as Eve in the Garden of Eden with Homer. And the snake in the Garden of Eden is played by Snake. That was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. Oh, Brown Bunny. I d- when you said the chocolate bunny, I was like, isn't that the movie where Vincent Gallo gets this
There's
gets
actual
oral on?
sexual. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the only trivia I know about that movie.
but that's the brown bunny, not the chocolate
Ah,
bunny. So yeah, if there's a Easter egg that is super obvious, that can be a chocolate bunny, but don't call it a brown bunny. That's
right.
different.
That's a different thing. That's already taken. Yeah, in the Garden of Eden, they have got the pig that Homer's constantly able to eat whatever pig products he wants off of it. I guess,
Hmm.
which is you weren't here for last week when we covered Lisa the vegetarian. That's the one where he keeps asking Lisa when she says she's not going to eat meat anymore. He goes, "Well, what about pork chops? What about bacon? What about the baby back ribs, whatever?" And she goes, "No, Dad, those are all the same animal." He says, "Yeah, Lisa, yeah, a wonderful, magical animal. Yeah, that's a pig."
I really enjoyed when Homer was talking about Eve being made from one of his
His
ribs,
sexiest rib.
and and the pig's like, "Oh yes, one rib. You got one rib taken out.
Yeah.
The horror."
He's got some backsass from the pig. I like the pig that has an English accent too. That's funny.
Huh. Apparently, Vincent Gallo directed and wrote and produced it. So it's no wonder
Okay.
he was
Yeah.
just like, yeah, no, I want to make a movie, and I would also like a blowjob.
Right. Yeah. Like
Can we make
non-simulated,
both
like
of these things
real,
happen?
real world sexual contact there. Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's the realest way to make a movie. It's like that Nagma 96 kind of thing. It's that diegetic blowjob.
Hmm. The diegetic blowjobs sound like a really weird experimental band.
It's a good name for it, man. I take it. Maybe that's what I'll use on the next time I need to provide a fake name to the park service.
BJ Diegetic.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, and I like that God is played by Flanders in the Garden of Eden.
Hmm.
It's a little on the nose, but I think it's funny. It's just his big hand popping out.
It's amusing, but I feel like uh, because Homer as Adam is a God fearing man. It's like
Hmm.
this just feels weird
Yeah.
to have Homer be like, "Oh God, you're so great," and
Yeah.
if God is Flanders, then he's telling Flanders that Flanders is great. It's like, mm,
Yeah. That does rub you wrong. Isn't it? At some point, he's got to talk about how God's a big old nerd. But he doesn't.
mhm.
Maybe that's what feels wrong about this episode. Yeah. The relationship there.
So there was that one. What was the other?
The next was Lisa. She was her dream is to be Milhouse's friend. Well,
Oh,
Milhouse is Moses.
yeah, she's basically Penny from Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
She's the one that tells Moses how to do everything.
Oh yeah, that's right. She finds all the clues and all the she solves the problems. He's just there to hold the stick and wear the vest. Now I don't know how much of this is specifically a parody of the Charlton Heston movie where he played Moses. What was
Hmm.
that called? That wasn't called just Moses. Was it?
The Ten
The
Commandments.
Ten Commandments. That's right. Did you ever see that movie? I've never seen it. Just seems
Yeah,
like
they used to play it every Easter weekend, I believe.
I think that's one I've seen parts of it, but yeah, never the whole thing. But yeah, Millhouse as Moses, and then all the kids are slaves, which is weird. But when it's Bible slavery, you can put it on TV, and we're all okay with
It's Well, one of the things that I picked up watching this that I'm sure I did not pick up back in '99
Hmm.
if I watched this was when they're sliding down the pyramid. Millhouse actually blows on a shofar, which is
Yeah.
actually a Jewish horn,
Right.
like specifically. Uh, the only reason why I know about the existence of a specifically Jewish horn that you can blow is because they have one as a goblin artifact in the Harry Potter game.
Oh. And is they in the game? Is it say this is a Jewish thing, like in the lore of it, or is it a goblin thing?
It's a
And
goblin thing
oh, okay,
because, you know,
right, yeah. So strange.
I don't think we need to establish what is going on there.
Yeah,
Other people have talked about it much more in depth.
yeah. I think it did. So as soon as you start bringing it up, then we can kind of put the pieces together. But yeah, that's strange. You'd think they would try to be less controversial with the stuff that's going into that game, given all of the other circumstances around
You would think,
it.
but it still made almost $1 billion in the first 2 weeks it
There you
came
go.
out.
Yeah.
So
What people gonna do? Return the game because it's got a weird anti-Semitic thing in there? Yeah.
no,
Silly.
no, I think everyone who bought the game is pretty committed to it.
Yeah. That's not
I
where the
don't think
line is.
anyone's just like, oh, what? There's moral concerns about this.
Well, now I can't play this.
Mhm. I feel like everyone who would take that stand took that stand way before the game came out.
Yeah.
If anything, all the controversy only made more people buy it because it became a culture war issue.
Wow. Yeah. And I
Like
don't think I've ever seen an ad for it. I've just heard people talking about it.
I've seen so many fucking ads
Oh,
for
okay.
that goddamn game. I'm so tired of seeing ads for it.
I think
Now I'm
yeah.
starting to see spammy ads for people that are trying to do a scam based on like, oh, we're gonna make DLC and we need game testers for this, and it's like, I don't think that I can
Mm.
trust an account with this name. Like, let me see. I scrolled past how many of these fucking spam ads, trying to see whether or not I can find another one.
This is a about Twitter
On
thing.
Twitter, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Bourbon. Yeah, I think because I don't think I don't know. I feel like I do have a lot of interest that you think would overlap with someone who would want to play a Harry Potter game. Except for I've never been into Harry Potter itself, so maybe that was just enough to keep the Harry Potter people away from me. Also, I don't go on Twitter unless I absolutely have to. Maybe Twitter's been trying to show me, and I'm just not looking.
No, I have read all the books and watched all the movies and
Ah,
everything, so it is a. I don't want to say it's a large interest for me, but it's not a incidental thing.
right.
Like I've gone out of my way to look up Harry Potter fanfic.
Oh, okay.
Uh, Game Station at GameStar 704300052. Hi all, we're looking for players to join our new online game testing activities. Hold on, actually let me just throw this up on the screen for you
Okay.
so you can see how spammy this thing looks.
I'm just having to scroll to see an ad. I think they're not trying. I think because I don't use Twitter enough that it's trying to hide the
It's
ads from
trying
me until
to
too late.
it's trying to give you a better experience than normal.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just ignoring the ads so much that I don't even recognize that I'm looking at one. Here we go. Yeah. That ad game station. That does sound like a fake. Sounds like
Like
a dollar store.
if you're just
Yeah.
looking like Game Station, yellow check, that seems right,
Yeah.
right? But then you look at the ad handle and you're like, I feel like an official account for a company would not have that many numbers afterwards.
Yeah. Or any. You think they would have figured that out by now that if you have any numbers after your your handle that's not 69 or 420, or I'm going to start using 911. I decided the other day. That should
Okay.
be the other number that goes in there. But yeah, 69, 420, 911.
DKJ 911.
Yeah. Those are the only acceptable numbers after your name. Anything other than that, then you're definitely spamming something. You know, if you just open up the people that you follow or follow you, or that you follow, do any of them have a number in their name? That's not
I don't know.
a 2 or a 4. That's like
Let's
saying,
take a look. People that follow me, you're saying, or people I'm following?
I guess people that you're following, because anybody can follow you. Any spam account can follow you, I guess.
Let's see.
But no one just has a random number. Especially multiple random numbers. That's crazy. You think they would have figured this out, the spammers?
This person has a bunch of numbers.
Oh, is that a human person?
Yeah, it's
okay.
an art account.
Oh.
But it's 8675309.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I was just like, what? Why does this person have numbers? Am I following a fake account?
Yeah.
And I looked at the numbers and I said them out loud in my head. I was like, oh, this makes sense.
Yeah. So okay, you can have numbers that are a joke. But like I said, no
Yeah.
random string of numbers in your name.
Julia 0221G.
Is that leap
I don't know.
speech? Also, it's Japanese. They get a pass.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, maybe it means something in Japan.
Yeah.
She's the current red belt champion of Stardom Joshi Wrestling.
Oh.
Anglebot 5000. Ingrid Oliver 100.
Yeah.
Minwind 2009.
Okay, if it's a year, I guess you can go with a year, but no random strings.
Dakota Reynolds 22.
See, that's weird.
Chimang 2. Kimang? Quim? How would you pronounce that? Person who knows more Chinese than me.
Yeah, I'd say Chimang.
Okay. That's my first instinct.
Yeah. Looks Chinese.
Yeah, not too many numbers here.
Yeah. And if you see him, you probably go, it's probably not a real person.
Mm-hmm. Like usually it's just like if it has more than the number 2, then I'm suspicious.
Yeah.
Because with the number 2, I'm just like, oh, you probably got your first account erased for something.
Oh, yeah. That's fair. Yeah, Chad Wagonerd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's me.
Yeah, there that is. We should probably go back to talking about The Simpsons and not
I
just
guess so.
scroll down
Sure.
my follow list. Have everyone just see how many different porn accounts I'm following.
Followed one.
It's
back in
like
the day.
porn accounts, comedians, professional wrestlers, and comic book people with a smattering of video games and D&D.
Yeah, it checks out basically everything I know about Chad.
Yeah.
We can make a pretty good profile from
Yeah.
the Twitter advertisers.
Basically, the only thing that's missing is like news stuff, but that's like way down. I followed news stuff a long time ago. I haven't followed it since.
Yeah.
Ever since then, I've only been accumulating more porn stars and wrestlers.
Yeah, I followed one porn star, Lexi Bell, many years ago, and then I got a ton of random porn bot accounts trying to follow me. I'm like, oh, this was a bad idea.
Yeah, when you said that we should look, I was thinking to myself, oh, if we look at followers, there's going to be so many bot accounts.
Yeah.
Like I have 482 followers, and I'm willing to bet no more than 180 of them are real people. Anyway, stop sharing.
Yeah. But,
the third story is Goliath 2.
Yeah, I really like Goliath 2, just because it's a parody of an action movie, which is always fun. But
Was there actually a Goliath 2 in the Bible?
I don't know. I haven't read the Bible. So I don't know.
Okay.
Everything I know about the Bible I learned from The Simpsons.
So in your opinion, there is a Goliath 2, obviously.
There is, yeah. It's got to be somewhere in the back. How else would Bart be dreaming about it?
Hmm.
Because this Bart stream where he's David, and he gets to have a little moment of Davy and Goliath moment with Santos El Helper. He goes, I don't know, Davy. You've gotten pretty fat, Davy. So that's something I need to put on a T-shirt. So I walk around wearing my pants that are getting too tight.
Would you have that picture on there, or would it just says, "Oh, you've gotten pretty fat, Davy"?
You need something to some kind of dog and boy together. Whether that or the actual Davy and Goliath, or yeah, this one. Just the characters, not the background. Probably that. Yeah, I can see
I think it would be best if you drew your own dog
that.
and some boy with a crown.
Yeah, we
Like,
don't want to do a bootleg Bart situation.
yeah, like it, you're not trying to draw Bart, just a boy.
Yeah.
We could even do that on stream.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
Like you could open up Paint right now and share your screen
Yeah.
and draw that.
Or I could do what is it? So the only people I follow on Twitch are either artists or musicians, basically. Very few comedy people and almost nobody that specifically just streams video games. And
Hmm.
one of the art ones that I follow, she does a lot of like group stuff. So it's like there's websites where you can like just open it up and people can just all draw together on there. I gotta figure what that
Oh,
is.
that's fun.
Yeah, I didn't bookmark it, but I'll look that up. That's something we could do. Just a group draw thing together. Yeah, did you have a Frankie Yak from this episode?
I did not.
Oh yeah.
I could not remember anything that I thought was funny enough. Like I was like, this is amusing, I guess.
Yeah. When I liked when Homer was say dreamt of himself as King Solomon for like 30 seconds, and the two people who came before him, Lenny and Carl, they both had a one pie and they claimed ownership to it. And as King Solomon, he goes, "Well, we're going to have to cut the pie in half, and then put these men to death, and I'll just eat both halves of the pie." It's funny.
Yeah, that wasn't where I thought that joke was gonna go, but that was a good place for it to go.
Yeah.
I was expecting that to just be a solution for everything, and that's why he says it about the baby.
Right. Oh yeah, that was he only has got the thing where when you have a hammer, it's your solution. When all the problems look like nails or whatever.
Hmm.
All you can do is cut people. If you know that cutting people in half makes you seem really smart, then that's got to be the way to go.
Oh, that's also another way to think about it. If he said that about the baby, and he's just like, well, that's the best idea ever. That's how I'm going to solve everything from now
Yeah.
on. It reminds me of a wrestling thing because many things remind me of professional wrestling.
Yeah. Everything reminds you of wrestling or pornography.
Basically, yeah. I just don't talk about how things remind me of
Yeah.
pornography. But Ric Flair, legendary wrestler, uh, everyone's seen for years. Every time he would go up to the top rope, he would get thrown off the top.
Ah.
Like that was a standard thing that would happen. Like he would go up to the top because he's like, I'm getting ready to do a top rope move, and it would never work out for him, and he'd get thrown. And then he would hit the ground, and it would just be like, "Oh, Rick, why did you do that? You keep trying that, and it never works." There was one time way back in the day, early in his career, where the way that he won the world championship was by going up to the top and hitting a double axe handle off the top, which
Okay.
is just you get your two hands together
Right.
and you just hit the other guy in the head with it. And if you're jumping from like 5 feet off the ground when you
Right.
do that, or 6 feet or something,
Yeah.
but it won it won him the world title once. So he's just like, this is the perfect move. I'm going to try it every single match. And that became like a thing. And I was just like, God, that's so cool that
Yeah,
that's why he does it. I don't actually know if that's why he does it,
right.
but I like to think that that's the logical thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, that it's such a cool character trait. He's like, first time I did this, it was great. It's got to work again at some point.
Yeah. Like I think it was probably a really fun inside joke for the first like few times he did it, and then people just kind of forgot, and it was like, oh, he's doing this thing, and I don't know why.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
like
and he
when
continued to do that for like 30 years.
I love that. Yeah, it's like when Bart does rock paper scissors, he always goes for rock. It's the same kind of thing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Which is your preferred?
Um, I feel like I like scissors, but I think my strategy was I think if you always go the opposite of the last thing that the person threw, like you're more likely to get it somehow. I think some kind of weird psychological thing I read somewhere once.
Because people are likely to repeat the same thing.
I think so.
Because if it's the opposite of what they
Yeah.
just
Maybe
threw,
it's the thing that loses to what it was. So if you go scissors this time, I should go paper next time, I think.
oh, okay, because uh, they're going to try and change it to the thing that
Beat
to,
them.
yeah.
Right. I think that's what it is. Yeah, I think there's been something I read somewhere 20 years ago said that to do that. So yeah, we should try it.
I generally throw rock until either I lose or the other person is like, "What the hell? Why do you keep throwing rock?" And then once they acknowledge it, then I'll change it up.
Nice. Yeah, 'cause
But
it's never anything but that
generally,
important.
it's just like,
It's the laziest choice,
yeah.
which is why I like to throw a scissors, but it's the hardest one to do out of all of them, so I don't throw it as often.
No one can ever accuse me of slow hand
I feel.
if it's just like,
Yeah. No, I wasn't waiting to see what you were going to do. I mean, this is exactly what I was planning on doing the whole time. Just leaving
mhm,
my fist like it is.
yep. Because I remember I used to get accused of that. Not super often as a
Hmm.
child, but sometimes. So that's when I developed my, eh, just throw rock. The worst case scenario is you lose.
Yeah.
And like you said,
Um,
the consequences are rarely so harsh that it's not like, all right, so who's going to be the first person that has to grab this burning hot coal?
right.
Let's shoot for it. Like if that was the case, I would definitely uh, cheat as much as humanly possible.
Yeah, if you can drag it out until the coal goes out, that's the best strategy.
Hmm.
But yeah, usually it's for something where like, 'cause I'm pretty chill with stuff where like if it's like, oh, where we're gonna go to where do you want to eat for dinner or I want to eat for dinner, something like that. It's like I'm usually just fine with going wherever. So it's like, we'll just go with what you want if you make a
Hmm.
decision. But now we have to do this rock paper scissors thing. But we don't need to. It's fine. I don't really care if I win or not. But
I
yeah, this
wish
is
there was an
delightful.
easy way to just let someone else win.
It's equally hard to win and lose at that game, which is I
Hmm.
think an interesting thing about it. It's how you can't throw it unless you just keep doing. You have to figure out how to keep throwing rock without them noticing. And they notice enough where they are going to beat you, but they don't notice enough to know that you're throwing the match.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you make it seem like that was your strategy, where you think, like, I'm going to throw rock, and I tricked you this third time because you thought I was going to do something else, but actually I'm throwing rock again because I think I'm going to win, as opposed to I'm throwing rock again because I don't want to do anything else. He's got to sell it. It's like at wrestling. Right? He's got to sell
Yeah, you just have to make it look like, oh man, I totally thought
it.
that throwing rock for a fifth time was going to be the difference maker.
Yeah. So you were finally getting lulled into the sense of security that I was going to throw a rock again, or not throw a rock because I was who's crazy enough to throw a rock 5 times in a row? Me. Let's see. Yeah, Simpsons Bible story. David versus Goliath 2. Goliath 2 is Nelson. That's funny. That he gets his hair cut off, and Bart's like, "Aha! Now you don't have your famous strength anymore." But that's Samson. That was funny. So he has that weird haircut the whole time. I liked when he was climbing up the tower to defeat giant old Goliath, and he's eating a fish, and he throws the fish bone out the window, and then by the time it hits the ground, you realize it's a whole whale. And Jonah was living in there. He died in there. He lived the way he died inside of a whale. That's a funny joke. I think it's the best joke you're gonna get out of Jonah.
Yeah.
Well, I like that Ralph. He goes, "Oh well, I guess Bart, you're not gonna fight him. Then I guess I'll go defeat him." And he walks off into the sunset, and then it just smash cuts to his headstone. That's always a fun joke. Yeah.
Well, one thing that I was amused by in this episode, like I don't want to say that I really liked it, but it was amusing. After Goliath 2 is killed, David is thrown in jail for megacide,
Yeah.
and they say that it's because Goliath 2 was a better king, and it's
Right.
like, but if you kill a king, it's regicide.
Yeah.
So megacide must be killing giants.
Yeah. That only has anything to do with them being royalty or not.
Hmm.
But also, that you don't think that would be a crime in a world of giants, because it's generally what people. It's like that's the
That-
whole profession, right? Giant
Yeah.
slaying.
Giant killer.
Yeah. So I don't know. This is one of those blunders that I hope somebody got fired over.
I don't think it's a blunder. I don't think it's an oops. Doesn't get us a shirt. Won't get an orange Jolly Rancher. I think they just decided, oh, it's not going to be a king thing.
Right. Yeah. And Regicide, Megacide is funnier, so they decided, hey, we're going to put a joke in here instead of the actual grammatically correct word.
Hmm.
You gotta respect that. My favorite thing about this episode is that after this dream, Bart wakes up and all the Simpsons wake up and they slept all the way through church. And I thought up until this point that the framing device was canonical for like this is all happening right in the regular the Simpsons universe. But they go outside and the apocalypse is happening. The Flanderses they get raptured up to heaven because they're praying, but the Simpsons don't because of all the sins. Except Lisa starts to, and then Homer drags her down. But they go, and then a pit opens up, and they go down to hell because it smells like barbecue. And then Homer starts screaming because they are all out of hot dogs. And then there's pineapple in the coleslaw and German potato salad. But it's very funny.
Urban Dictionary's number one entry for megacide is the legal charge for killing a giant as stated in The Simpsons.
I love when that lines up like that. That's perfect. Thank you for looking that up, Chad. Yeah, I don't know what else it could be.
Killing 1 million people?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what it would have to be.
But they can't be alike at all. Because if they're alike, then it's just a regular genocide, I think.
Oh, yeah. If you're killing them because of a particular trait, that discriminator, yeah. But if it were just a bomb that kills 1 million people, that 1 million people, there's the mega death, right? Famous as the band. Just that's how they would measure the deaths from weapons of mass destruction or something. But yeah, but the person that does it is committing megacide.
I believe that would be the correct definition based on the prefix.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, on the Simpsons wiki, the Simpsons wiki fandom page for this episode, it does say that David is thrown in jail for regicide, So that is definitely a blunder.
Oh, it is a blunder then.
Yeah, Simpsons.
Because they said megacide.
Yeah. To the point where it's actually the Urban Dictionary definition of that word.
Mm-hmm.
So hope someone got fired at the Simpsons.fandom.com.
I hope that they got an Oop shirt.
The Oops Patrol. But yeah, the episode ends with them going down into hell. Which does that mean every episode after this is just The Simpsons in hell? And that explains how they're. That's got to be part of the whole conspiracy theory, right? How they're in some weird pocket dimension.
I think it's just another. Sorry, just another way in which this is similar to a Treehouse of Horror episode,
Right?
Where it doesn't actually count.
Yeah, this is the Bible equivalent of Kang and Kodos saying something funny.
So, I kind of wish that I could give both of these episodes a tie, so I never have to watch either of them again.
But you can't. That's the one rule. You have to pick one, or you pick both.
What did
So on the r/the Simpsons Discord, it by a single vote, 4-5 or 5-4, the Simpsons Bible Stories wins, which is
I'm
also
okay
where my
with
vote
that.
is going. So yeah, so
I guess I'll vote for My Mother the Carjacker.
okay, so it's not a landslide.
Yeah, because I don't feel like this deserves a landslide.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing you could add to the spreadsheet is how many votes it got.
That's a good idea. Simpsons Bible Stories moving on to week 261 against Lisa the Vegetarian. Spoiler alert, I think I knew who's going to win that one.
I think that the other thing that I appreciate about My Mother the Carjacker over Simpsons Bible Stories is that it's play on My Mother the Car.
Right.
Where Simpsons Bible Stories, I don't think is a play on anything.
It's nothing. It's literally like we don't have a name for this episode where we do a bunch of Bible stories, and this is also The Simpsons.
Yep. So it's like, they tried harder to name the later one.
Well, they have to try hard because there's all the good names are taken. Although we'll see, there's been I think 5 episodes that are a pun on Mona Lisa for Lisa episodes. But yeah, anytime they're using the word Simpsons in the title and it's not like built into like the pun or the joke, where it's just literally Simpsons Bible Stories or Simpsons Safari, it's usually not a good sign.
Is that pig down at the bottom of the background?
Oh,
is that the pig from the Garden of Eden?
I assumed it was the pig from the movie, right? Spider Pig, is that it? No, he's dressed like a Spider-Man. I don't know. Can we go open that up bigger? Can I find that? I don't. I wonder if all the pigs in The Simpsons are drawn the same.
They might be.
Let's see here.
Spider Pig had a little hair on top of his head.
Oh. Let's see if I can zoom in here. The eyes make me want to say it is the same. The Garden of Eden. It looks like a talking pig to me. Like they have old-timey Maggie. That's fun. Which makes me remember it's March. Tomorrow? 2 days from now. Kind of want to do Marge Madness in March.
Marge Madness?
Yes, a bracket of everyone's 16 different Marges, and you got to pick the one you vote on, the one you like the best.
Oh yeah, 16 different outfits that Marge has worn that isn't her iconic look.
Right, or even having that being one of them. Maybe that's the number 1 seed. Is regular Marge.
Ooh. Another thing you could do is come up with 16 different themes for March Madness and have the theme be the bracket thing.
You mean?
Which March Madness theme? Like
Oh,
March outfits, March jobs, March
quotes and
quotes. Yeah.
16. But yeah, we could March episodes, all the kinds of things you can do March stuff. IRL Marge cosplays, those are crazy. Any of the Simpsons IRL cosplay stuff is crazy.
Hmm.
Or just anytime you see them in 3 dimensions, it's weird. Yeah, video games, the whole thing. Yeah, so I think I might work on that this week or weekend. Figure out how to do Marge Madness.
That's a great name.
Yeah, big fan. He just came to me. He's like, "Oh, it's perfect. So you have to do something with it. When it lines up that well, you have to do something."
That was always my biggest regret about when I was running Mars Comedy Club
Hmm.
and we're doing the Mars Comedy Classic tournament
Right. Yeah.
because Jose always did his fall down funny and the I think his spring one was called Laugh Madness,
Oh, okay.
and it's like, God, I wish I could like trade with you for when we're doing the tournaments because I want to do
Right.
a Mars Madness,
Oh, yeah, that would have been perfect. Because
but
it fits so much better.
that was his Laugh Madness thing was like the first one
Right.
from which all of his other tournaments sprung.
Right.
So it's like he can't give that one up.
Yeah.
But it's just like, but I would use it so much better. And I can't have it also in the month of March because then it just looks like I'm competing.
Yeah. That's tough. And that's why you vowed never to do stand up ever again.
Hmm.
It's all Jose Dynamite's fault for not sharing the month of March with
Yep. Anyway, so let's take a look at that spreadsheet.
you. Yeah, that's right. Spreadsheet. Yeah, figure out where these guys fit. I need to title the spreadsheet too. It's untitled currently. All right. So the way I had it set up was like the top 8, right? Those are all the winners go in the top half and then the losers go in the bottom half. It's basically the way I was looking at it. But it doesn't have to be that way. That was just kind of how I was working it.
Yeah, because I feel like both of these episodes are worse than some of the things in the bottom bracket.
That's true. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know why I put the Father, the Son, the Holy Guest Star as the best of the losers. That can't be right. No.
Oh, that was last week, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways, let's start with My Mother, the Carjacker, which, by the way, no carjacking in the movie, right? Or in the episode.
Yep.
So that's
Unless you count the bus.
lost. Yeah. Oh, that's true.
And
Yeah,
Homer
she does
did
jack
that
it.
one.
Yeah.
I think that episode was better than Midnight RX.
Yeah.
Do you think it goes any higher than that?
I don't know. 'Cause I remember Birds and the Bees. I liked the whole bees thing. I think the whole bees half of it was good.
Yeah.
Whereas this doesn't have like a whole strong good thing. So yeah, I can see dumping it right in here. Insert one row above. E car. Tracker is one word, right?
Yeah.
It's like, if I needed. Tracker season 15. Right there. Okay. We've got Simpsons Bible Stories, which I think is higher, but not terribly high.
Which one was Fat Man and Little Boy?
That was the one where Bart had T-shirts, and Homer was helping Lisa with her science experiment and built his own nuclear reactor. That doesn't feel like a good episode either.
I feel like that episode was worse than Dumbbell Indemnity.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember why I didn't have Dumbbell Indemnity higher. I think the thing about Dumbbell Indemnity is it's got the weird thing with the guest star who doesn't really do anything.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
This is a point, but it's still, I think, overall, yeah, a better episode. I'll switch those. The Simpsons Bible story. I feel like, given the number of jokes, the times I laughed and was enjoying what was happening, I feel like it's a little higher than these.
Do you think it's better than Father, the Son, and the Holy Guest Star? Because I didn't watch that one.
Right. They're close because they're both Christianity episodes, right? That's the one where Liam Neeson is a priest and Bart and Homer they convert to Catholicism.
Mhm. I think it definitely wasn't better than Lisa the Greek.
Yeah,
Like that's the hard line I'm gonna draw.
yeah. So I would put it above the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost. That's where I'm gonna stick.
Okay. I would be fine
Oh,
with you putting it below it too, because I don't know if it's actually better or not.
yeah,
Stories.
stories.
I believe it's plural.
Yeah, it wasn't one story. Several stories. So season 10.
All right, so that is our list of the Simpsons episodes from the first. How many years are we doing this?
21, 23.
23. The first 23 years of The Simpsons, we have Lisa the Vegetarian as the best.
Yeah.
Are you sure you didn't just add these in the order in which you watched them?
I feel like there's some recency bias going on. So definitely am open to your input. Anybody's input, really. Anybody's in the chat right now. They're not. Yeah, talking about Release of the Greek, I do like that better than. I feel like it needs to go up here at least, probably number 5. Release of the Greek at least. What do you
Above
think?
Lard of the Dance? Yeah, that
Yeah.
works. I would put it higher than that. I would put it just under the Bart the Murderer.
Yeah, let's see. What? Yeah. Now with that. There. So I think Star Screaming Dad, it's a good episode, but I think it's more of it's the novelty of having the
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson of it all. Yeah.
Yeah, having a heartwarming story, I think, is always going to beat out guest star.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna unseat Simpson Safari is at the bottom yet.
Hmm. Yeah, not until we come up with something that feels even more problematic.
So I'm sure will happen once we get. There's gonna be some Apu episodes. I'm sure they get a little too much because even Lisa the Vegetarian had Apu, and he wasn't a crazy stereotype the whole time. Yeah, we'll get that today. But next week, what are we doing next week? What do we got next week? We got we've got Black Widowed. I don't know what that is. Versus Dangerous Curves. I also don't know what that is. Widowed. I wonder if that is a Black Widow Marvel reference.
Who knows?
You type in Black Widowed into Google, it takes a lot wild for the Simpsons to come up. Oh, Black Widower. It's a typo on my fault, on my part. That's the one where Sideshow Bob marries Aunt Selma, Patty, Selma. Okay, I know what that is. I know what that is. Let me fix that. It's a good episode. It's a great episode. I think that was even before Sideshow Bob started trying to kill Bart. But I don't know Dangerous Curves. That could be anything. Season 20, episode 5. Oh, this is a Homer and Marge flashback to 20 years before of them and their adventures in a cabin as young. It's a young couple.
And that was in season 25.
Season 20, episode 5 from 2008.
So 20 years prior to that was 1988.
Yeah.
Right around when the show started.
Yeah. But I'm sure for this one, it will probably be before they had kids, I think. Let's find out. I don't think I've ever seen this one. Spoiler alert, looks like there's a Maud Flanders cameo, so that's
Okay.
That's something I noticed watching Simpsons Bible stories. Maud Flanders is in the Flanders family, so I don't know when she dies, but I in my brain it feels like it happens pretty early in the run of the Simpsons. But she's around for at least 10 whole years before we get rid of Maud Flanders. Which I guess why it's so much surprising that she dies. Yeah, that's what we're doing next week. Maybe we'll get Garrett Holes to join us. I don't know, because they're doing a production of the Mr. Burns play at Kailua Onstage Arts coming up in March here in on the island of Oahu.
Wait, what did you call the place?
I think it's Kailua Onstage Arts. It's called Koa. The theater is called Koa, but I think it's called, which I think stands for Kailua. Even though I don't think they're in Kailua, which is strange. But
Yeah, because the theater is on Beretania.
Yeah,
Like headed towards downtown.
Honolulu. But the K stands for, where's that? On their website. I think they've hidden it. And maybe they moved. I really feel like they used to be somewhere in the one.
Maybe it used to stand for Kailua, and
Yeah,
now
okay,
it does. Now it's no longer an acronym.
Yeah. Koa is also a kind of wood here in Hawaii. Yeah, Koa Theater, formerly Kailua Onstage Arts, according to their website. So moved.
So it's like how the M&M TV doesn't stand for music anymore. It's just the letter M.
They're not even pretending for it to be anything else. But yeah, so they're doing that. They're doing the Mr. Burns play, which is about some kind of post-apocalyptic world where people just talk about The Simpsons. They sit around the campfire and talk about The Simpsons because that's what we would do.
Mm-hmm.
We would just be doing the stream just around a fire, and people would have to listen to us because we'd be the only fire around. But yeah, one of the actors, they've been doing Simpsons trivia Friday nights, in the run up to this play, and I've been too busy during Fridays to go, but I'm going to go this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, talk to Garrett and see if he wants to jump on the stream with us.
Well, is this weekend when the show is starting though?
It starts March 10th. So
okay.
One more week.
All right, so this would be the last chance then.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk to him, and then hopefully we can get him on next Monday. That would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Or any of the other actors. I think we know.
Yeah, it'd be great to plug their show.
Yeah. Really try to get some. Get some more eyeballs on their show. It's so the newest theater in Hawaii that I know of, or at least on Oahu. So we want to get more people going to see their plays, going out in IRL to watch Simpsons content there. But yeah, I think that's all I've got for tonight. Thank you for joining me, Chad.
I know Christine.
Yeah, I've done improv with her before many years ago, back when that was in the wood.
Yeah, so could try and reach out to her too.
Yeah,
I don't recognize any of the other names.
Okay, I think Amy Sullivan I met at a thing, a sketch comedy thing one time. So we're Facebook friends, but I don't think we've spoken in 5 years or whenever it was we met. But yeah, I can find somebody. I'll reach out. Get us out of our normal group of people. But yeah, it'll be a new month next month, so probably get Dan on again. And Rory says he'll try to come back on stream with us after his vacations.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be good. But next week, Black Widower versus Dangerous Curves. That looks like it'll be a good week. Even though the names don't tell you much about them, they seem like good episodes. We'll find out. All right. Anything else you want to say to the internet before we say goodnight?
Switch is going to have a new fitness boxing game coming out sometime in March 2023.
Nice.
It is Fist of the North Star themed.
Oh, cool.
I don't know how it's going to play, but I'm excited for it to come out.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll play it on Twitch. It'll be fun.
Can you play Switch on Twitch?
Switch on Twitch? You have to. Right? Once we can, it goes together so well. You have to. I think you have to get some kind of capture card to do it, though.
Oh, okay. Do you
People
have
do
such
it.
a capture card?
No, but they're like $30 or something, so it's not hard to do.
Do you have a Switch?
We do have a Switch. Yeah.
Okay.
We have an Animal Crossing branded Switch, even though we don't have Animal Crossing.
No, that's funny.
Yeah, we just like the colors.
hmm It's very chill.
Yeah,
The colors.
pretty cool.
I have that bright pink and green
Nice.
on mine.
Cool. All right, Chad. It was good to see you. I'll see you again next week for Black Widower and Dangerous Curves. And good night, everybody. Bye bye.